welcome you back from Namugongo. The President has given me written remarks, which I will shortly read, but permit me to make a few comments as the substantive minister for
maybe number one support for this UCTV. Centenary Group, it also has another company, Centenary Technology Services, in short, Centec. This company has just come to existence, but as you may be aware, it has gained ground. The minister, our chief guest, is aware of this company. One time he did visit Mapera, and he did launch a program there. So already we have the Centenary Bank, our bank, and then this Centetech, which was launched by our chief guest of ICT. I'm quite positive that Centetech will be of much use to this UCTV. We also have the Centenary Foundation. Even that one, I'm sure it will be of great assistance to UCTV.
Frequencies has stunted the accessibility of Radio Sapientia in all our dioceses. I'm saying this as the Honorable Minister is listening. In this June plenary of 2017, the Uganda Episcopal Conference resolved to establish a national Catholic television to promote the pastoral ministry of the church in Uganda. The television went on air on the 5th of February 2020. It has, however, taken some years for the television to cover the entire country due to a number of challenges like COVID-19. That slowed or who have enabled this to be realized. The slogan of the Uganda Catholic Television, we see it around us, good news for all. Let us work hard to keep the television good news for all. We would like to extend our gratitude to those who responded positively to our appeal for collections for the establishment of the Uganda Catholic Television. We extend in a special way our gratitude to the Italian Episcopal Conference, who contributed in a significant way to purchase to our appeal for the establishment and maintenance of Uganda Catholic Television, notably the Centenary Bank. Thank you very, very much. The presence of the Minister, the Honorable Minister Chris Baryomunsi, in the name of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is very encouraging, and we wish to invite the government to partner with us in reaching out to the people of Uganda. We shall be very pleased when the government invites us or gives us some favorable contracts with our television in order to reach the people in Uganda and beyond. People to continue to develop and nurture Uganda Catholic Television so that it becomes a channel of truth and wisdom for all generations, the young, the youth, the elderly, and the old. May the Uganda Matters, on whose feast day we launched the television, intercede for us. May they help us to achieve and fulfill our mission successfully. Thank you very much.
The Episcopal Conference for this important achievement, the launch of the Uganda Catholic television. Everyone listen, it is today it is possible to launch it and to present officially to all the public, the society in Uganda. The motto choose good news for all. We know good news is the gospel. The gospel means, this word, Greek word, means good news. And the good news is Jesus himself, the eternal Son of the Father, sent for us, born of the Virgin Mary, and who preached it, and died and risen for us, for our salvation. And this is always, is every day, the good news. Jesus, our Savior, our Redeemer, present always with us. But there are, of course, many good news. Maybe it is quite normal, but bad news are more interesting in the public than good news. But it is important to invite also the people to give attention to the good news, of course, of the gospel of Jesus. But there are many good news every day. Many people maybe are not in the news, but with their lives, their examples, they gave a great contribution to the society. Because many people, maybe they have a difficult situation, but they are able to help other people, they are able to be in service to people in need, are able to promote peace, to promote reconciliation, forgiveness. Every day in the society, every day in the church, we have many examples of faith, charity, hope. There are many good news, but for different reasons are not in the media. And this is also important, especially for the youth, to present also other aspect, that it is this to offer a contribution, to be serious in our activities, to be honest. There are many values, many aspects, but it is important to put
my voice to congratulate all of you, particularly the Catholic Church and the Uganda Episcopal Conference, for this very great achievement, where we are here launching the UCTV, the Uganda Catholic Church Television. Can we give a round of applause and thank ourselves, because this is a very great milestone. As you heard, the initiation was disrupted by the COVID pandemic, but here we are. Finally, we are here. When I came, I started with the bishops and religious leaders opening the studio, and I'm sure those of you who were here were following on the screen. It's a marvelous studio. For some of us who usually go to television, I almost ask for a chair for me to be interviewed, and we have a talk show from there. So I really want to thank you and congratulate you upon this great achievement of this television station in Uganda, in the names of UTV, Uganda Television. We also had one radio station called Radio Uganda, and a few print media outlets, but basically the media space was constricted. There was no media to speak of. The population then was about 14.5 million Ugandans. My Vicar General can tell you that for us who come from that part of the country, the southwestern part of the country, which is very hilly and mountainous, our main mode of communication was to stand on a hill and using your voice, you call people on the other side of the hill. For instance, if you had a wedding or a function of any sorts, or you have lost a loved one, because you couldn't afford to bring announcements to Radio Uganda here in Kampala. Even telephones, we had these landlines which were not very effective. So I remember my father would call me and say, you go and use your voice to call people on the other hill that the other weekend we have a function, so they should tell their neighbors and moment of liberalizing the airwaves and the media space. We boast of over 300 radio stations in Uganda, many of them privately owned. We also boast of over 40 television stations in Uganda, many of them privately owned. We have very many print media platforms, as we all know. Of course, cutters of developments in technology, we also now have the digital space, and social media has taken us by storm. And because of all these changes, the communication and media landscape has greatly expanded UCTV. And therefore, we are all happy and very excited that we are here launching this TV. When you look at the theme or the catchphrase for the TV, it says good news for all. This, as a Christian, reminds me of the words spoken by Jesus as recorded in the Bible, in the Gospel of Luke chapter 4, verses 17 to 19. But to be specific, verse 18, where Jesus basically communicated his mission on earth, explaining as recorded in the book of Isaiah. As we start this television, as we launch this television, the Catholic Church is fulfilling the mission of Jesus as clearly stated in the Bible. And I am happy to hear that from Father Philip, from the chair of the board, and the people managing the radio, that the message, the content of the message on this television is going to be salvific, is going to be Christocentric, is going to center on changing us for the better. And as a minister responsible for national guidance, I am extremely pleased and very happy that we are launching this radio, rather this TV, which is going to be fundamentally different from many of the other secular TVs, whom sometimes we get challenges with regarding the content that is broadcast on these televisions. Government, in terms of the regulation and regarding the content, I have no doubt in my mind, because the church, particularly the Catholic Church, runs various media houses like Radio Maria, like Sapienza, and we have not had any problem with the way the Catholic Church has been running its broadcasts. So similarly, I want to give you assurance that I don't expect any problem with UCTV in terms of the content, in terms of how it will be channeling the information to the population. And we are here to say we are partners, we shall work together, and where the church has had media houses, you have always met the minimum broadcasting standards, so I have no fear myself at all that there will be a problem with the way the TV will be running. We all see the challenges which we have, because social media has brought a different revolution. Whereas the traditional media like TVs and the newspapers and the radios have editors who go through the content before it gets out, social media has turned everybody into a journalist. What we call citizen journalism. Everybody goes on the phone, because the phone is a media house now, and writes anything. You have seen people writing that the president is dead, so and so has died, when they are not even sick, and just posts it. So we have that challenge as a government. How do we guarantee freedom of speech for people to communicate freely, but also they communicate responsibly? So that's the challenge that we have. And I call upon the media practitioners that please, we have allowed this freedom of the press and the freedom of speech, but let us communicate responsibly and avoid using the media space, particularly the social media. We should use it to facilitate development and facilitate useful information, sharing of information and informing the public on things which build us and things which build our moral integrity as a country. So we are therefore very happy, and particularly myself as a minister responsible for the media, very happy with the church setting up this television. Give you maximum support, including the adverts, the contracts that the chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference was saying. We shall definitely work with you and give you adverts, contracts, because media houses like TVs financially thrive on running adverts and getting those kind of work. And we pledge upon the launch of a television station. I want to thank the church leadership for spearheading this wonderful initiative, which will serve as a channel for evangelism and socio-economic transformation by creating jobs and incomes. The NRM's message regarding the socio-economic transformation of Uganda is that there are 4 sectors in the economy where individuals, families, companies, organizations, etc., can create jobs and wealth to guarantee their prosperity. These 4 sectors are commercial agriculture, services, industries, and ICT. Through the wealth creation funds and campaigns, the NRM government has been mobilizing the people of Uganda to select profitable enterprises in any of the above 4 sectors. Government has put in place the necessary conditions to ensure the profitability of the enterprises. That is the good roads, electricity, peace and security, integration of the Ugandan market to the regional, African and international markets, pursuing policies that favor the private sector, etc. Therefore, I am happy to observe the church is taking advantage of the favorable conditions in Uganda to create jobs and incomes for the people and revenues for government to continue modernizing the social and economic infrastructure across the country. This is proof that the church is concerned about both the material and physical well-being of the believers. It is important to emphasize to believers that in addition to seeking spiritual nourishment from the places of worship, they should also participate in income-generating activities to sustain their households. All believers should take the example of Jesus Christ, who besides praying of peace and security and construction of the necessary infrastructure as a way of facilitating and attracting local and foreign investments to create jobs and incomes for Ugandans. The economic advantages that the NRIM has created must be translated into jobs and wealth for the households. It is in the best interest of everybody that Uganda continues to accelerate towards modernity, development, and political stability. Finally,
the trees, the greens, the parking yard, environmental, we shall not block the road. 1 down to, I'll count 1 up to 5, and the guest of honor will cut the cake. 1, 2, 3. There's a spot I have to wait for. 3, 4, 4.
who use the technology discovered by long research, enable them to communicate truth, to foster
wabeerewo amawulire TVs ez'enjawulo, radio ez'enjawulo, ne kati waliwo tekinologiya tusobola kukola amawulire kuyitira mu masimu, social media ku mikutu. Naye twagala Abannayuganda babeere nti bakozesa emikutu ya social media bagikozese bulungi okusomesa abantu n'okuteekawo ebintu ebizimba eggwanga. Naye waliwo abo balina empisa mbi bakozesa social media okuvuma, okuwandiika eby'obukyayi, oluusi bawandiika nti omuntu afudde ate muntu mulamu. Ebyo titubyagala. Twagala kukubiriza Abannayuganda nti katukozese amasimu, tukozese computers, tukozese emikutu okuwandiika ebintu ebiyamba abantu ne bizimba eggwanga. Kati ensonga